Hey Believers, this is SuperZOMGBBQ, and today we're talking about Money in the Bank. Yes, it's a new event, new game mode that is coming to WWE SuperCard, which is going to be here in hours. We think in the next 24 hours a new update is going to be released, and what I'm here to do is talk about some of the finer points you might not know about this game mode, or you might have not even heard of this game mode yet, because not everyone has access to the Twitterverse or the interwebs. They just rely on the game to give them the updates, and this is my way of giving you guys the access to the information you want to know about the new Money in the Bank mode and how it works. So I say, let's go! So first of all, I'm taking this purely straight off the WWE SuperCard game website, which is I'll put in the description below so you can read it. But the first thing to say about the Money in the Bank mode is it is a specific mode. It is like Exhibition, King of the Ring. You can play it whenever you want to. It is effectively there is no end to it, as like an event has. You can keep playing this, and it works on a bout basis, and more on the bouts later on. There's a lot to go through, but the way it's going to work is that you can play this, and I believe obviously there'll be 5 bouts, which is very similar to how Ring Domination and Road to Glory work. And it's going to be a permanent addition to your homepage, and it's going to be there to get access to some pretty high powered cards. How does the game mode work? Well, you get a 15 card deck of your best superstars, and it's like a pyramid. So think of it like Road to Glory, just with 1 card less. Basically it looks like a ladder, and the whole idea is that you use those cards. It will pick 6 of your best cards and use them in a match. It will then continue, and you go up that ladder, and then eventually you will face harder and harder and harder opponents. The more opponents you face, the harder it gets as you go up the ladder. And once you get to the top of the ladder and you beat your final opponent, then you not only will win, but also win these things called contracts. And they work for every single match you win. You get these contracts. If you win the last match, the final match, as far as I'm aware, the contracts you earned will be doubled as well. Now you're thinking to yourself, that's great, so I collect contracts, but can I buy contracts? Well, we don't know that yet, but all we know is that these contracts are going to be available through just playing it yourself, and there are ways of earning bouts in the game without having to actually purchase them, which is obviously a very nice thing as well. Now, basically the idea is that the harder the card, the more contracts you get. You can use these contracts to buy cards in the store. Now, Money in the Bank is only one type of theme that's coming with this game mode. The game mode, I believe, is going to continue to be called Money in the Bank. But what will happen is that they will release different themed cards, which might be addressing one of the regular criticisms of WWE SuperCard that many people have, which is there's not enough variety in the card design. If this potentially changes that, then I'm all for it. The Roman Reigns card, which is the one that's been revealed, looks amazing. And they said that not all the cards will have the special design on them, but most of them will, and they'll release them almost on a monthly basis, which is going to freshen up the game, which is going to be great. And it's a great way of adding new cards into the game as well, and a way potentially of adding, who knows, a trading system in place, a auction system in place, maybe reducing the price of the packs, for example. If you wanted to buy cards, then you got lots of different options there. One thing that's very good as well, and something that usually isn't done, is that with WWE SuperCard, usually if you finished an event, your titles or whatever you've earned in that event doesn't carry over to the next event. You can get titles, you can get bouts, but these don't carry over. In this, the contracts you earn, even if you don't cash them in that month into a card, and something really good is going to come up in a second, which I think is one of the most important parts of this new mode. Your contracts will run over to the next month or the next set of rewards, so you can save it up. If you've already got yourself a Roman Reigns and a Seth Rollins, I don't know if Seth Rollins is in it, by the way, let's just say Seth Rollins, and an AJ Styles and a John Cena, for example. Just imagine those are the cards. And then there's next month there is a Brock Lesnar and an Undertaker. Let's say a SummerSlam kind of design that's available. Then you have the option of holding those back and waiting until the new cards get released, and then using it on that instead, and actually just getting ahead of the game. And the cards work exactly the same in terms of being pro'd, and the stats are very similar to the WrestleMania event cards. Whether they might potentially beat some of those or not, we don't know. Whether they're going to have some really OP ones are going to be crazy. So I mentioned about Roman Reigns. This actually is the Roman Reigns that I was speaking about earlier on, and I love that image. That has to be an image that a lot of people are going to bring over from Season 2 to Season 3 if they offer that kind of ability given the loyalty fusions. That Roman Reigns looks incredible, and automatically I think that's one of my favourite cards. Not only does he have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, he has the Money in the Bank briefcase as well, which there's only one other superstar who's ever had that, and that's Seth Rollins, and he had one card of each. This is like two Seth Rollins in one go if this card can come across. Comparing it against the event cards, which I think is always important to do if we just go down to the card catalogue. So AJ Styles loses in free stats. Oh, nice. So AJ Styles, the event card, loses in free stats to that Roman Reigns card in power, toughness, and charisma. But he has the better charisma than on the other Roman Reigns cards, and he loses in free stats to Andre the Giant. Let's have a couple of others, see where he sits in. Let's have a look at Dolph Ziggler, the most recent event card. He kills him in power and toughness, but then speed and charisma he's kind of murdered on the other side as well. The drift, the stats are roughly the same. If we go against Seth Rollins, he beats in power, toughness, and then again he just loses in speed and charisma all over the place. So it is looking more that these cards are going to be around about the same ranking as the event cards, maybe not some necessarily as or better. Again, I'm going to have a look here. He loses like crazy to Shinsuke Nakamura, which is surprising. So the cards aren't going to be ridiculously OP, but they are still going to be able to beat any other cards. But there's also some other stuff that you guys should know about Money in the Bank, which maybe hasn't been put on the reveal all, which is on the website, and I think we'll go through that now. And the next thing to tell you, and this is something I just found on Twitter, is that there will be Diva cards in this, and they'll flex in and out of the game every so often. There might be divas for this first run, and then the second run there won't be any divas, and it kind of just freshens up the game a little bit. That'd be great if you have the ability to get event divas, but again, it's all luck, but it's also based on how much you play as well. So another thing is that with the update, which is coming tomorrow, which will be the 15th of June, the Money in the Bank will go live, and it'll be available to play straight away. Road to Glory is still going to be here, and they're going to add a couple of other new things as well. First of all those finishers, which I'm looking forward to, because I can then release my next episode of the finishers series, are going to be available straight away to be able to use, such as Sami Zayn, Apollo Crews, Shinsuke Nakamura, etc. On top of that, they will also be able to give you the ability to earn bouts during events, which I think is really important for that element of having the Money in the Bank in there as well. But also potentially, I think that's really important for modes like Road to Glory and Ring Domination. People are playing those. The ability to get a bout potentially changes a lot of things in the game, and they're also going to include a news ticker into the game, which they will use for other things in the future, it's saying. But at the moment, it's just going to be basically to see how people react to new events and things like that, and just I'm guessing just increasing the communication in game, which is something that maybe you can't always do through Twitter. The last thing, which I think is something that's been wanted for a long time, it is going to change PCCs forever, is the select all button for training. So for example, it sounds as if you're going to be able to train a card up and use every card that's currently unlocked and press select all on that page, and boom, it trains them away. That's going to mean that bigger points totals potentially are going to be able to be gained. Something else that's just been announced is the Seth Rollins card. Awesome design, loving the picture. Let's again compare it against the most recent cards that come available in Season 2 of WrestleMania. Let's go to, I think it's at the end of this page. Here we go. So if we go to Seth Rollins, let's actually have a look. So Seth Rollins' event card does beat him in all stats bar power. So you can see the difference in it. They're not designed to be able to beat them, but they can be as good as them. So maybe you're going to see maybe some cards that are maybe more overpowered. But this is a great shift in terms of offering cards that are going to be not just necessarily competitive, but also cards that can help people get up the ladder as such. And it is nice to see cards like Roman, for example, which can compete. But it's also nice to see that sometimes there's other cards like Seth Rollins that maybe aren't as great. And if we go up against Sami Zayn, for example, Sami Zayn does kill his card in all 4 stats. So you can see that there's definitely differences in the cards, and definitely the skill sets in each card as well. That is it from me. What do you guys think of the Money in the Bank, effectively the additional cards? Do you think that they should be more powerful? Do you think they should be where they are? Do you think they should be more equal to the event cards? Let me know in the comment section below. And also remember to comment on the designs of the cards as well. I think that Roman is definitely one that I'm going to want to keep my eyes on and potentially move across to Season 3 if Season 3 does come along here. But we've obviously got to focus, first of all, on this Season 2. These Money in the Bank cards are going to be awesome. So thank you all so much for watching, and if you did like this video, then please remember to like this video. And then the other 5 things I always say to you are to subscribe to this channel, because if you don't, then you don't get notified, and that's not cool. And then make sure you're following me on Instagram, Twitter, on Twitch, which I stream on a regular basis. Also make sure you go into Discord as well. And the reason why I say about Discord is it's a chat program. I mentioned it in the previous video. Go check it out. Details in the comment section and description below. And that link immediately gets you into a chat area where you can talk about games that WWE SuperCard, talk about the Money in the Bank. I'm actually going to set up a specific Money in the Bank chatter page so people can actually talk about the new cards, show new images when they come out. But I am hyped for this update. If you're hyped, comment section for those details. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Stay frosty, and I will see you guys on the flip side. And one last thing, salute!